Hey, Abby.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was trying to get this up and running on the thing at the office. Sorry, I can't remember. But I am gonna still see if I can get this up there. I'm just trying to find the ID on the thing. So bear with me.
Take your time. No rush.
My goodness. FX9U. I think it's this one. I don't know. We're just gonna do it off of my computer. We'll make it work. We will make this puppy work. And I think it's just you on Zoom tonight because I think Kaylee's coming into the thing. I don't know about Monique.
She's coming
we're
into
gonna
what?
Coming into the office. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
I was moving the thing. So I need you to let me know if you can see or not. Whoa.
I saw you there. Yep. I see you.
Okay. I'm gonna turn the projector actually off.
Okay.
That way. Okay. Can you see the whiteboard at all?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I'll try and write big, and if you can't, then let me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move you one more time.
Hey, did you get my Facebook message?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I didn't. I totally forgot to finish reading and respond.
Do you know anything about that?
Let me, I opened it. Yeah, go ahead.
What's her name? Victoria?
Yeah.
She came and visited our Red Wing office, and she had mentioned like she had recently heard of a couple new agents that took their licensing exam after like course 1 or course 2, you know, like everyone does, and then finished the courses after that. And then she said that like the state contacted them and said they either had to like retake their whole licensing test or the courses, something like that. And I was like, oh, that's weird because like everyone takes it after the first couple. Right. So she was like, yeah, I don't know, but like be careful. I was like, okay, I don't know what to do now.
Right. I can absolutely appreciate your concern. So yes, I've heard of it with one person.
Okay.
And that was it. With hers, it was weird because there was a name change in between there.
Oh, like her name changed?
Yeah, she got married in between stuff, and so they thought that it wasn't her, and then something else happened, and yeah, it was really goofy. That's the only one I've heard of, though.
So like I'd still be good to take it after course 2.
I think so.
I'm not gonna change my name.
What's that?
I'm not gonna change my name or anything.
Well, there you go. So I think you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think that you're fine. I just don't want to guarantee.
Yeah.
And it'd be wrong, but I think you'll be okay.
I just don't want to like keep waiting and like forget everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't. So I think what ended up happening was the other part was that she took the test, she passed the licensure test, but one of her courses she did not pass. She didn't pass one of the tests.
But there you can retake them as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm leaving it at that because I think part of the story got missed from state to her. Okay. Or from her to whatever. Somewhere the story got messed up. And so she ended up just having to retake the licensure test. Okay, which she passed. What's that?
That's not too bad.
No.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna carry on as planned.
That's what I would do because I've heard of, like I said, one person and it was a whole big giant mess up. I've not heard of multiple, but
okay.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna go for it.
I will. be right there. I'm gonna go grab Kaylee real fast because she's at the door,
Okay.
but our door locks at 5, and then I'll be right back.
Okay. Are you waiting for Tenley? Tenley's coming to get you.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. She must be trying to come get me, but I think I'm at the wrong entrance.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I
She
was
told-
just gonna say, I didn't get a missed call, and I don't see you.
I think I'm at the bank entrance.
Oh, come up to the second floor. We're in suite 200 204, or no, 208.
Oh, that's open. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
208. Okay. Oh, elevator. Okay, got it.
Okay, cool. I will be out
I
there.
had an
in-
interview here, actually.
No worries.
Okay, coming by.
Got everything under control?
Okay. Oh, what? I think so. If you want to sit in, you can. Yeah, can you let the person in that's at the front door? Kaylee, thank you.
Sure will.
I love having friends in the office. Okay, so, Abby, do you have a state question that we can start on for you?
Question?
And by state question, I
Um,
mean math question.
Okay.
What I actually mean.
I do. Okay.
Awesome. Hit me.
I'd more so just have topics that I remember being confused on.
Perfect. I like
Um,
topics.
Okay, so the first one, the whole business with capitalization rates, those kinds of
Yes.
questions. Yeah, I could use some refreshers on that.
Perfect. Do you remember which book that's in?
No, I was just going through
That's okay.
and I couldn't find it.
So I think. But yes, I remember that, and I'm looking for it real fast here. I hear little feet, so I know they're close.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
I made it. I figured it out. Right? Okay, over here.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, good. Just, went 90 down to 50, 60, whatever it was. I don't know. the speed limit.
However fast I needed to get here, I got here.
All right.
Okay. So I think it's in this book. I don't know what's happening here. Okay.
Okay, just have all these different- you gotta be careful, okay? You really need to cover your ears. Mhm.
Oh, I feel like it's
Got it.
Unit 6. No.
Unit 16. Or at least that's where I found it, but we're gonna talk about income capitalization approach to value.
Why do I always
what-
have a different section? I'm in the workbook.
Oh, I'm in this giant textbook.
Can you tell me what page you're on?
Yes, I am unit 16, which is 300-ish.
Okay.
I'm looking to make sure that we kind of start at the right spot. Okay, yeah, we'll just start here. Okay, so, okay. Backing up a little bit. Okay, so the income approach. That's kind of the whole general idea of all of this. Value based on the present value of the right to future income. So does that part make sense to you, Abby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Kaylee, I know you're getting settled.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep starting. If something is confusing though, hit me up and let me know, okay? So this applies for rentals, investment properties, things like that, okay?
Mhm.
The capitalization rate is a way to estimate the price of a typical investor would just make year over year, right? And estimate the price a typical investor would pay for the income produced by this particular type and class of property. This is done by estimating the rate of return or yield that an investor will demand for the investment of capital in this type of building. It's determined by comparing the relationship of net operating income with the sales price of similar properties that have sold in the current market.
Yeah.
So it's very much like a CMA or comparing market analysis
Mhm.
to houses for rentals. So you've got two duplexes side by side, one sold a year ago for X dollars and is now making, let's say $1,000 a month.
Mhm.
What you want to make sure is that the other duplex, the one that let's say your client is looking at, will also net that roughly that same amount.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm guessing you want to know how to figure that out.
Yeah, I just remember like when I was doing practice equations, whatever, I just remember mixing it up.
Yep. So it's not super hard, but it's also not super easy. So to find the capitalization rate, give me just a second. I want to make sure that I'm telling you guys properly. I want to double check. In this last one, there's actually a math chunk that has all of this. Okay. Okay. All right. So if you want to find out, I'm going to use this. If you want to find out what the rate is,
Mhm.
I'm trying to mark both pages. Bear with me. Let me know if you can't read it. Is income.
Mhm. Is it
Mm.
just net income though, right?
Divided by the rate equals value. Yeah, so yes. So at this point, you're going to take out expenses.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've got, we're going to just walk through the example that they have here.
Okay.
Okay. So you have, I'm making sure I get the numbers right because I'm just going to follow their math. So your gross income after the vacancy rate, all of that, is this making sense? You look confused.
I'm super confused.
Oh, we're working on capitalization rate.
Okay.
Okay, where did I lose you? I want to make sure that you're following along.
I just am like, my mind's ready now.
Okay, no, you're good. Okay. So we want to find out what the capitalization rate is. The reason why we want to know that is for our investors. That's going to help them figure out how much they can expect to make year over year.
Okay.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the income.
Yep.
So in 1 year, they make, where was that number? 58,176. Okay, so that's the income that they have this year.
Like
Okay.
gross income?
Yes, this is gross income. Now you've got all the different kinds of expenses, okay?
What's the question?
We're just working on that. We don't have a question yet.
Okay.
Yep, we're just figuring
Plugging
out
the
what
numbers
this
in.
rate is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because a lot of times they don't give you, oh, you're gonna make 7.3%. They don't give that to you,
Right.
but you will need to figure that out. That way, when your investor comes and says, well, what's the cap rate on that place? You know exactly what to say and how to figure that out.
Okay, good.
Yep. So you've got, I'm not gonna go through all of these expenses, but expenses, taxes, insurance, heat, maintenance, utilities, repairs, replacement of equipment, accounting, advertising, all that stuff adds up.
Right.
Okay. The number that they are using is 27,000 for the year. Okay. So minus,
And what was that? And that's what expenses? That's just all the expenses together?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. So what you're wanting to do is figure out their net operating income. Okay, so 31 1. Okay, so this is our net.
Okay.
Follow that, does that make sense? I want to make sure
Yeah.
that that makes sense.
It does. Yep.
So your gross income.
Yep.
What they've paid you.
Okay.
Less the expenses. So this is what you paid, management fees, insurance, all of that, just the cost of business, right?
Gotcha.
So this is your net income.
Okay.
This is your profit.
Okay.
Okay. So then what you're gonna do. To figure out the actual, no, sorry. Yeah, to figure out the rate. This is the grand. Ooh. Formula. Okay.
Mhm.
You can switch these things around just like in normal math
Right.
to figure each other out. So
Yeah.
if we want to figure out the rate, what do we have to do? How do we figure out the rate?
The income divided by the value.
Perfect. What does that end up? How do we figure out what value is?
Yeah.
The income divided by the rate.
I think I just switched those around in my head. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
But yes, so we need to know, and this is where it's important for a real estate agent to do this. We need to know what the values of the house,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because
So
the
we're
rate
just
is referring to the capitalization rate, right?
correct. Yeah,
Have you?
yeah. Sorry, it's just my little fault. Yeah, there we go. Abby, say hi so we can test your volume.
Hello.
I
Is
can
that
hear
better?
you.
Okay, great. So we've got, let's say. I'm using one of their examples, but they went goofy on me here for a second. Okay, we're gonna say that the
So
value
that equals the value.
is 300,000.
So wouldn't that be your value then, your profit?
No, it's okay. It's a lot. Capitalization rate is a lot. I can tell you, in all my years of real estate, I've never had to deal with it.
Okay.
Most investors don't use a capitalization rate.
Okay.
They get it from their lender, actually. So let's say the house is worth 300,000.
Mhm.
Say that's what we think that it can sell for. That's what we want to buy it for. So what would the capitalization rate be then? Somebody who has a calculator.
10.4%.
Perfect.
Also, like, what's a good cap rate?
That's a great one.
Is it supposed to be high?
The more percentage, the better.
Okay.
It's a higher rate of return, essentially.
Okay.
So a higher capitalization rate is a higher rate on return, or yeah.
I remembered this like little thing that helped me, this IRV.
Mm-hmm.
Circle thing.
Yep.
Kaylee, what's that? That's the only way I can remember.
Can you
Oh.
show me that one more time?
Yep.
Because I want to make sure
I got
Thank
all
you.
them too right here. It's in this book.
perfect. Yes. Yep. Yeah. If you can just remember it, write that down on your corner piece of paper during the test,
Yep,
Yeah.
you're golden,
right.
right? So to find value, what do?
You take the income divided by the rate.
Yep. What about to find the income?
You would take the value divided by the rate,
Multiplied by the rate.
multiply it by the rate.
Yep. So if you want this one, you multiply these.
Okay,
If you want either of these, it's income divided by the other.
okay.
Yep.
I was listening to this training this on my way earlier today, and it was like something was I couldn't really focus on it, but it was talking about being over 100% or 100%. I don't even know percentages. He was talking about
Okay.
percentages, and he was like anything under 100%. I don't know if that's clicking for you, but
Abby, can you hear Kaylee?
I can.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure because it's just my computer speakers.
it was like something specific, like anything underneath 100% something. But
Well, do you remember what the topic was? And I might be able to help
math,
you.
real estate math.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So it could be anything. Does this help, Abby?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I
And
just
then
want to make
need
sure.
walk through it with someone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you understanding this a little bit better? Kaylee?
Yeah.
Sure.
Kind of.
Okay, kind of. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do a question.
Okay. So I have to go find a question. So we're just gonna make up our own.
Okay.
So pick. I get to clean the whiteboard again after this. Pick a price of a property, whatever it is.
375.
Okay, 375. Can you see that?
No, the black one was
I-
better.
Yeah. My
No,
goodness,
that's
that one,
probably lower,
that one's getting thrown away. Okay, 375. Okay. So that's the value.
total of the house.
Okay. Now, you have, let's say there's two, we're gonna find out what your income is, what your annual gross income is together.
Okay.
Because that's what they're gonna ask that as well. Okay. So at 375, let's say you are charging people, you've got 2 units there, so it's a duplex. And you're charging them, let's say $1,500 a month. Okay, so you're taking in 3,000 a month.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Everybody, okay. Multiply that by 12.
Is it 390? Or 36,000?
I'm saying like 3 nights.
That's what I meant.
I was like, I think maybe not. Okay, so that is your annual income there on that
Mhm.
property. So obviously your expenses are not 27,000 like this one is. It's different.
So this is the gross income.
So this is your annual net income. We haven't taken expenses out.
So you
Right,
take
the net
that-
income is after you take the expenses out. So this is the gross income.
This is gross, yes. Did I say no? I'm sorry. I flop them in my head.
That's what's so confusing to me, all these words.
Yep. So the way I thought about it is Net income is everything you catch in the net after you're done.
And gross is like gross. That's so much.
That's all the grossness in the sea.
Right.
I don't know why, that's what works in my head,
Yeah.
but there you
that
go.
helps.
So let's say you've got $100 in insurance a month for this place, and you've got another $1,000 for everything else. So you've got $2,000 a month for expenses. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what's that? No, we're gonna do it 17 a month.
They're paying 17.
So this is what they're giving you. This is your expense.
Okay,
That's how much it's gonna cost to pay for everything
gotcha.
a month. So what's that for the year?
20,400.
Thank you, Abby.
How'd you get that?
I just 1,700 times 12.
Times 12. Yep, so you always want to deal in annual.
Annual, which make me 12
Yep,
months a year.
exactly. Okay. So what's our net income then?
I would do 3,600 divided
36,000.
or 36,000 divided by,
Nope, you're just gonna take the 20,000 away. So 36,000 minus the 20,400.
figure out how to use this calculator. I gave him my phone.
That's okay.
Okay, can
Okay, what have we got?
so I'm gonna take,
I think it's 13.6. So it's,
15.
thank you. I was like, that's not right, but somebody will help me. Thank you. Okay, 15.6. Okay, so this is our net income for the year. So we're making $15,000 just by owning that property.
so I took 36 minus 17. Oh, 20.
Yep. No, you're good. Take your time. I want to make sure that everybody understands, that we all get it.
Yep, I got that. 15. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So now what do? We've got our net income,
Mm-hmm.
we have our value, and we're trying to find the rate. So how do we plug it in?
Oh, we would do the value divided by the net. I went in strong.
No, you're flip them. It's literally
Oh.
the,
Oh, it'd be the opposite way. So it
Yep.
was. What
Divided
chart is
by-
that? That's the value over the GRM rent.
so it's your income, which is your net income over there. Right?
Yeah.
Divided by the value.
Yep.
So now what's the rate?
So is it 4%?
It's a 0.0416.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's,
So that's bad, right?
so say that number again, say that this one.
0.0416.
Yeah, so it equals. There you go.
4.16. Can you just move?
That's your cap rate.
How'd you
Not
get
a
that?
bad cap rate.
So when it's a decimal, to get the percentage, you need to have it in tens. A decimal goes all the way down to hundreds of thousands.
Right.
You need tens. So all you do is move this 2, and that becomes, this is a 1 place for your decimal. And then that's it.
During the test, do they let you use your phone calculator or do you have to bring like an old calculator?
I would bring an old calculator.
Dang, okay. I like how the iPhone has like a percent button, so you can make anything into a percent just easier.
Some of the old ones have that too.
Oh, I should
You can use like
practice.
a
I don't
Texas,
know.
you know,
I'm gonna
the
use one.
fancy Texas Instrument ones. Take one of those.
Right.
Okay, so does this make sense how to get the cap rate?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. What other questions do you guys have? I like doing the math questions that you guys have because it just helps.
Yeah.
It's more specific to you guys.
I have more in this. Kaylee wants a turn.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Nope.
That whole section about like loan factors and amortizations.
Yeah.
That
Fantastic. Awesome. Love it. Do you know, show me which book you're
I have
using.
the same book as you.
Okay, which page do you want it? Is it
I don't
on?
know where it is. I just remember.
Oh,
it.
okay. All right, that's cool. No, that's
You got the actual book. Ah, I didn't bring that.
that's okay. That is just fine. You know what? I found the math section. The answer key for real estate math practice problems. Which I want to know where the frickin', here we go. We're gonna do these afterwards. After I deal with the amortization real fast. Okay. All right, here we go. So there are a few different types of loans.
Okay.
Okay, you've got a straight loan, it's or interest only loan, also known as term or interest only, essentially divides the loan into two amounts to be paid off separately. Which turns into principal and interest,
Okay.
right?
What is the principal mean?
Principal, so if you borrow, perfect, okay. We're gonna deal in round numbers, that way math is easy for my brain.
Okay.
Okay. You borrow 200,000 over 10 years. Okay. You're gonna be making a payment every month. Okay. You look confused.
I am, and every time this stupid phone goes off, I have to like type in to use a calculator, so I'm just like.
You're good. I pulled mine out. You're good. You're good. So how many months are in? I don't even need mine. Okay, so the first things first.
How many months are in 10 years?
Yep.
So that would be what's 12 times. So times
Okay, 120 months. It's 12 times 10. Yep. Trick is if you're multiplying by 10, just add a 0.
good, yeah.
Okay, so 120 months. That's how long you're gonna be making payments. To figure out if it is a straight loan, and let's say they are gonna be charging you, again, round numbers, 5% interest on that 200,000. Okay,
Okay, so what, how are you doing that?
I'll show you. So 200%, 200,000, all you're doing is multiplying it by 5%. How do you get, what decimal do you use for 5%? Do you know?
0.5.
One more, you need one more zero in there.
0.5.
0.05.
Yeah.
So when you're taking a percentage to a decimal, here's the trick. You write the 5. 1, 2. And that's where your decimal goes.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. What if it was like 12? 1, 2.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
You literally just take the percentage sign, and the trick I learned long ago is the zeros tell you how many bumps you need.
Oh yeah.
So if there's 2 bumps,
2.
1, 2. That's it. So you're multiplying 200,000 by this 0.05. What does that get you? So 5% of that is 10 grand. Okay, so it's gonna cost you $10,000 to borrow $200,000 in this loan, right? This is Tenley's Bank of simpleness. Right, exactly. So to get the principal and interest, if I want to pay down the principal but not the interest, I'm gonna keep making extra payments here. So this is your principal amount. That was the weirdest way I wrote a P. Principal. And this is your interest. Okay,
Okay.
so principal amount is what you needed, what you borrowed. Interest is all the extra. This is what they're gonna charge you. Okay. In,
Over time.
well, some loans have a balloon payment. Sometimes it's a full interest balloon at the end. Each loan can be structured a little differently.
Right.
Okay. Typically, they don't do that anymore. A lot of people don't do balloon payments just because it doesn't make
That's
sense.
awful idea.
How many people do you know that can save up $10,000 over the course of 10 years?
Right.
Everybody thinks they can. Like in practice, we should be able to. Do we have an extra $1,000 somewhere in a year? Yeah.
Mhm.
But how many people are disciplined enough to not touch it?
Right.
Right? That purse is super cute.
Right.
So, and I'm just as guilty. So an amortized loan, each payment fully pays off both principal and interest.
That's like a regular one.
Correct. This is the most common. So what they do is,
Would you mind telling me what page you're on?
yes, 251. I want to make sure. What I will do is I will copy this for you, Kaylee.
Okay.
Okay.
I have the book at home.
Oh, okay. So,
Oh, what page did you say it was?
250.
Okay.
It's all the types of loans start on 248.
Aren't there like math questions about this?
Yes, and we'll get to those just because I couldn't find them quickly. So typically what happens in typically amortized loan, you've got your principal. Again, we're gonna use simple numbers. Don't check my math. $100,000 is what you borrowed. Okay, you're gonna be paying back, this is really awful interest, but you're gonna be paying back $10,000, okay? So principal, interest. If anybody gives you that percentage at a bank, run. But to make it all simple, okay? Normal bank wants their money first. Okay, so what are they gonna have you do? Make a higher interest payment first, lower principal. You are going to be always paying something towards the principal. So again, rough, simplified numbers. Let's say, okay. So this is payment 1, 2, 3, and so on, okay? Your first payment, let's say they tell you, backing up, let's say your whole payment is each month is $100. Okay,
Okay.
your total payment every month for the life of the loan is $100. You're never gonna pay more than that.
Nice.
Okay, right? If you can get that, okay. Now we're not so now we're not so bad. Roughly, you'll pay $2 here and 98 here. That's how the bank is gonna.
$2 towards your principal and 98 per 98. Okay.
Yep,
Typical.
exactly. And then maybe here you're gonna pay $225.
You went up. Wow.
Okay,
So
so it's slowly going to add more to your principal. Now, this happens in pennies, not quarters every month. This is pennies a month because we're talking about a large sum of money, almost close to this, over 30 years. Okay,
Mhm.
so it's not 120 months, we're talking about 360 months.
Yeah.
So most people don't see the end of their mortgage in a typical way. They do, right? They pay it off because they sell or whatever, but Most people don't just go from payment 1 to 30 and go, we're done.
Mhm.
Okay, so with all of that, now the interest in an amortized loan is also different. It's 2%, but it's not just 2% on 100,000.
It's 2% on.
So right now it's 2% on 100,000. And then it's 2% on 99,998 dollars. So what you're paying in the dollar to interest rate changes. That's why when they say you're paying, 3% on a $300,000 loan, you might be paying $150,000 in interest. So your $350,000 house ends up being, let's say, 400 or 450. That's why everybody tells you, if you can make a double payment
Do it.
and apply the rest to your interest, well, that $100,000 loan now isn't $999,998. It ends up being
$9.99. Oh, yeah.
So basically, if you make higher payments, you'll in the long run be paying less interest.
correct.
It's like how everything else works.
Correct. Yep. Exactly.
Cool.
It's very interesting. I would suggest, as soon as you guys get into real estate, ask someone to see the amortized, when you have your first loan, not your first loan, when you have your first client, ask the title people or even the lender, can I see the amortization table? Because it's very
Yeah.
interesting to look at. I mean, it breaks down each payment for the life of the loan.
I
So if you want to go and look at the 317th payment, you can see exactly what, again, if they keep going the way that it's meant to, you can
Right.
see what they're going to pay at that, how much is going to go to principal and how much to interest.
I
So
got my first house this summer and it was shocking how long it takes to pay anything.
isn't it just a little bit crazy?
Yeah.
I'm making out want to buy a house.
Or pay cash. That's my thing, is if you can pay cash for a house or at least get close, do it.
Do it.
Do it. Okay. So does that answer your question, Abby?
Mhm.
Awesome. Let's do some math practice problems. All right. The value of a property is 91,000. I'll write this all up on the board too, but I'm going to read it first. The value of a property is $91,000 today. What was the original cost of the property, or original cost if the property has lost 35% of its value over the past 7 years? Okay. So
35%.
I'll show you guys how I would figure this problem out. First thing that I want to do, let's draw a diagram. So today, the house is,
91.
thank you, 91,000.
$35%.
7 years ago. 35% less. Right? No, 35% more.
Yeah, 35%.
Okay. So what does that tell you?
So
Let's just start there. Is the number going to be more or less than 91,000?
it's gonna be
More.
less.
So they asked,
What was it? What was it 7 years
what
ago?
was the original cost if the property has lost 35% value over the last 7 years?
Oh, wait, so why don't we put 35% more? Wouldn't it be less?
So over here at 7 years, 7 years ago,
Oh,
it was 35% more. So we're trying to find X here.
Got it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So is X gonna be more or less than 91? Okay, great. So right off the bat, we know we're looking for more than 91,000. Here's are the answers. A, 67,407.
No.
Right off the bat, we know it's not A. Cross it out. Move on.
Right.
B, 97,789 or 89. Is that possible?
Probably not.
35%? Could be. That seems pretty low, but could be. C, 122,850. What do you think about that?
See,
More possible.
More possible. D, 140,000. What do we think about that one?
we'll see again.
I think that is it.
C was 122,850.
So how do we figure that out?
Good question. We're gonna do it. So we're gonna look at the original cost. I want to make sure I'm getting this all right. Minus the 35% depreciation rate. Hey, what formula do we know that this is starting to look like?
IRV.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so we know that we're looking for the original price. This is the X we're looking for,
Yeah,
okay? So X minus 35% equals that 65. So we know 65% is 91,000.
so you took the 35 to get, oh, that's what he must have been talking about. Take 35, that's how you got the 65%, because you gotta make 100%.
Right. So now what do? We've got this very much simplified formula because we plugged in the information that we knew.
So the income
So what do we do now?
rate,
I did 91,000 divided by 65%.
Mhm.
But originally I did it times 65% and I was like, that's impossible. So then I was like, I'll just try the other one. And I was like, that seems more right. So
So what answer did you get?
140.
There you go.
yeah.
So here's the deal. You oopsed. The
Mhm.
beauty is that they give you 4 answers.
Right.
Was your first oops when you multiplied it? Was that even an option?
No.
Okay.
Here's
Here's the
a
deal.
guess and
If it,
check.
right. And then here's the deal. Let's say it is. Let's say it was because they were like, ha ha ha, we're gonna be sneaky and get her.
Yeah.
Try the reverse too and see. Now, so what was that number that you got the first time when you multiplied it?
59,150, which can't be that.
Is that bigger or less than?
Yeah, it's less.
Exactly. So now you simple double checking yourself.
Mhm.
Let's say it was that ended up being that 122. Okay, just I know the math doesn't work, but well, then you have to double check and stop and think, okay, hold on, let's
Mhm.
actually think about this just a little bit more. But right here, you have all the information you need.
Right.
Okay. Just have confidence in what you guys are doing. Okay, let's do. We're gonna do another one. Okay. We are going to okay. You guys like capitalization rate, I can tell.
Mm.
Okay, a gift shop pays rent of $600 per month plus 2.5% of gross annual sales in excess of $50,000.
What's that mean?
I'll go over it in a second.
Okay.
What was the average monthly rent last year if the gross annual sales were 75,000? Round your answer to the nearest cent. Okay. So I'm double checking, making sure I'm going to do it right. Okay. All right, so we have a flower shop that pays rent. What was the rent? Who remembers?
600
Thank you. 600 a month.
plus 2.5% gross annual income.
Over $50,000. Yep, perfect. Good memory.
I wrote it down.
We want What was the average monthly rent last year? Okay, so average monthly. Right? Don't be afraid to write down what you need. Average monthly rent. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. You've got 7. We need to figure out. Can you see? Sorry, I keep
Right,
jumping in
yeah.
front of you. So over $50,000, they need to pay 2.5% on any excess. What that means is the first $50,000 are free for them to make. Okay, they made 75. So we're gonna go over on the side and take away the 50,000 of whatever they made.
And where do we get the 50,000 from again?
The question, it just told us that at 50,000, that's the magic number. So $25,000 is what we are going to figure out. That's the extra that we get a little portion of, okay? So what's 2.5% of that?
625.
Yep, perfect. So over the course of the year, right, because this is yearly, we made an extra, you said 625?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We made an extra $625 off of their extra. Okay. Now, we know we've got that's the annual percentage rent. Okay. We also know that they've got 12 excuse me. We need to figure out, we're looking for the average monthly, my brain is jumping. We're trying to figure out the monthly rent here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to figure out what this averages out to a month, what do we do?
Divide.
Divided by 12.
Right, so what does that math equal?
Abby, you got the calculator.
27.1.
Okay. So $27 a month.
No, it's not. Sorry.
I was gonna say that's nope.
I plugged it in wrong. It's 52.1. I swear.
I'm just gonna use the number that they have in here. That way all of my math adds up. 52.08 cents. I would round up to a full nickel too, or a dime.
So you just make it 52 cents. No.
Her calculator may have just already done it for her. I'm gonna double check right now. I just want to see what the calculator says.
Mhm.
625 divided by 12. So what the calculator actually typed out was 52.0833333333.
Okay.
Okay, those threes you don't round up. So we want in tenths, right? We want it to look like a dollar sign.
Okay.
Same sale sign that we get at Cub and all of that. So if those threes were a 5 instead, then round up. Then it would be 52.09.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if it's 5 or more, you round up. If it's 4 or less, you keep it where it is. They just drop away.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so now we need to know the, I lost my spot here. We're trying to figure out the average monthly rent. So we know that rent was $600 a month.
625, and then we divided that by 12, which we got the 5208.
So for our average monthly rent,
That's what we'd be paying. Oh,
what was our base rent?
what did I get? 620. Oh, 600.
Yep. So we take our base rent.
Okay.
That's just what they agree to pay, no matter what, whether they make 50,000 or not.
Okay.
They're paying us 600. plus what?
plus,
The monthly percentage rent, right?
yeah,
So what's our answer?
plus 5208,
Yep,
so 600 plus.
Guys have a couple minutes.
that's it. Yep.
Yay. That question sounded so much more confusing than it was.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it.
Okay,
Thank you.
They will throw in extra stuff. Now I know it's 7:35 because we were a few minutes late. I know you just had somebody pop in there too. If you have more questions, I'm happy to stay, or you guys can go.
I'm gonna get going.
Okay.
But thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
We can do this again whenever. So you guys just tell me.
I probably want to schedule, you said that we could do like a one-on-one before my test.
For sure.
Okay, I'll like message you when I'm done with this course, maybe?
Perfect.
Okay, thank
Sounds
you.
great. Have a good night, Abby.
Bye.
Good job.
Thanks.
bye, Abby.
All right. Do you have more questions since you're here?
No, I mean, like, no,